Hi, Stitchers.
Hi,
I'm Laura.
and I'm Keisha, and we are the Pattern Queens, and welcome to Special Stitch with Us number 25.
Yay.
Today is Saturday, July 2nd, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and shenanigans and all sorts of silliness, and usually a cat in the picture. And tonight it's about my birthday start.
It is about your birthday start. So Laura's birthday is tomorrow. So
Yes.
give us all the happy birthday, Laura comments.
So it'll probably be the day that you guys get to see this. Yes. But we thought it would be a fun way to get this put up, and we'll do a real live Flosstube at some point.
Right. But eventually it's retreat season and model stitching season, and we're doing well to just get together and stitch something together.
Yes.
So do you want to share with us what your birthday start is, Laura?
I will. My birthday start is a kit that Keisha got me, and it is Flag of Stars by Bent Creek. So it's on this 18 count linen where I'll be stitching over 2 with pearl cottons that are on this beautiful, I think it's a mini keep from That's So Calico. And I just loved it because it's kind of got all the red, white, and blue vibes, and yeah. And it came with its own needle minder.
Fun.
So kind of fun.
I will warn you that today, as I said, is July 2nd, and we live in the United States, which means it's a couple days from Independence Day, and I just heard a really loud firework outside my house. So sorry for all the booms, guys.
We don't know what you guys will hear and what you won't.
Right. I'm just hoping that it doesn't wake up James. That's what my
and I'm also hoping that I'm not going to put the hoop in front of my face, but we'll see what happens.
It's just part of the process. For some reason, I keep going over too far. So I don't stitch a lot of patriotic things, but in solidarity for birthday start, I did have a Bent Creek that I had kitted up. So I am stitching on Bacon and Eggs. Just one of the photo booth series from Bent Creek, and it is so funny to me. And this one came with some 32 count fabric, and it's just like kind of a natural sort of linen. So that's what I'm stitching on. I'm stitching a bunch of border today is what I decided.
You could really see all the big slubs in your linen.
Yes. So do you have any fun life updates?
Well, we just finished the Summer in Stars Hollow retreat, which was so much fun. We had great participation. I got to hang out with old friends, with new friends. And it just was a really good, relaxing retreat. So, and I can go ahead and tell you guys, and then you'll see it the next time. But since I don't have to stitch on whatever the prompts are for the weekend, I decided that I would try to catch up my long dog, Life After Death. And I had not stitched on it for April or May or June. So I had 3,000 stitches to do. And spoiler alert, I did it. So I will have massive progress to show.
Nice. I am so excited to see that. Unfortunately, the thing that I worked on during the Stars Hollow retreat, I'm not going to be able to show you until probably August. So I also had really good progress on that.
You did. It was fun to watch it come along.
Thanks. Despite the best efforts of my boy to have all of my attention that weekend. I don't really have much of a life update other than to say, don't feed your toddler a bunch of fruit right before bedtime? Because that has a lot of sugar in it and they will not want to settle down to go to bed.
Too much sugar equals late bedtime.
Yes. But he was so very happy. Oh man, that boy will eat any fruit you put in front of him, I feel like.
I love fruit too.
Yes, so good. But he, so I took, it was just a bunch of mixed fruit, berries and pineapple and kiwi. And there were some blackberries in there and I took one and he got a little upset because sometimes sharing is not his forte. But then he decided, oh, mom wants the blackberries. So I got to eat every blackberry in the container, which is fine. I love blackberries.
Katie and I made an impromptu trip, and at dinner on one of the nights, we got some creme brulee, and the creme brulee came with blackberries on top. And Katie did not want her blackberries, so I got to eat all of those blackberries.
Ooh, that's good news. So do you want some fun questions today?
Sure.
So of course, tomorrow's your birthday, so they're birthday themed questions. All right. So how are you celebrating your birthday this year, Laura?
Well, I've had an offer for breakfast out, which we may go do. And then Katie and I are actually, it's retreat season. So we are actually going to be in our Frogwarts retreat group, and we are hosting a troubleshooting event and, more importantly, the start for everyone to start on it's their 2-week challenge period to start the project for Frogwarts, the one that Keisha and I showed you guys a few weeks ago that we've both already stitched. So we get to be nice and relaxed about it.
Yeah.
But I'll have that chat, and then just some relaxing and hanging out. No work, no
Nice.
real work tomorrow. That will be the bonus.
Oh, for sure. It's nice to have a day where you can just kind of kick back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll also answer the questions, I suppose, because, well, the fun thing about us is it's not only our birthdays in July. We kind of, I never really thought about it, but we kind of book in July because your birthday's on the 3rd and mine's on the 31st. So we kind of book in July with our birthdays. But in between there, you have 2 kids who have a birthday and I have 1 kid who have a birthday.
Right. So we have them like the whole way. So I have the 3rd, the 8th, the 21st.
Yeah. And I have the 14th and the 31st.
So we have something every week this month. So
and, so I am currently planning a 2-year-old birthday party, which is going to be at like an indoor play place in the city. So very excited about that. Mostly excited because they set up the room and then clean the room.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they do have a special provision in there that's like, if you get into a food fight while you're here, it will be taken, we will charge you an extra $100. I'm like, I don't blame you. I would charge an extra $100 too if there were kids having a cake fight in the room. So
that would not be fun.
No. So we're doing that for James's birthday. And then my husband has been talking about what we're going to do for my birthday. But I told him that what I wanted for my birthday was a steak dinner out where I didn't have to pay attention to anybody but myself.
Oh, that would be a big deal, right?
Oh, yes. Because, oh man, my husband, he's really good. He really helps. But my boy is a mama's boy. And even if his dad is like, oh no, let me do that for you, he will turn to me and he'll go, Mama do. I'm like, well, I guess.
Sounds like you may have to have a babysitter that day, huh?
Yeah, I think he's already asked my in-laws how they would feel about a Kansas City vacation where they have a toddler the whole time.
And will that Kansas City vacation also include the retreat that's the following week?
I don't think so, but I think that one I'm bringing the Guthrie men with me. I think they're my hangers on. They're gonna have some guy time, I think, at the hotel. I'm really looking forward to that.
Bonding at the pool, right?
Yes. Okay, let's see. What's the next question? What's the most memorable birthday you've ever had?
Oh my goodness. That's really hard.
You've had a couple of birthdays where you were very pregnant.
Yes. But also, how about I just tell you a fun story?
Okay.
So my birthday is July 3rd, obviously. And when I was little, we would go up as a family to my aunt and uncle's in Kearney, Missouri. And every year they would have big fireworks displays for multiple days leading up to the 4th. But I didn't know that. And my parents told me that we had to go up there on my birthday because they were doing a fireworks display just for my birthday.
Oh,
So that was the big thing every year for a long time, was that we went and got to enjoy all the fireworks up there.
oh, wow. What a magical thing to be told as a kid that there's just a fireworks display just for you.
It kind of explains a little more to you all why I like all of these Americana kits and charts, right?
Right,
All the fun stuff.
for sure.
I remember lots of pool time, and I can remember some surprise parties and some slumber parties, which my mom must have done a lot of work to do that when I was younger. And then my friends took over when I was older, again, junior high, they took over and they would get everything together. And we lived on, um, like a quarter acre. And so my friends had no problem coming and setting up tents, and we just camped out in my backyard. And our next door, now we had a big garden, but our next door neighbor also had the same size lot, and she didn't use her entire backyard for the entire space for the garden that we did. So we would go down and camp behind her garden, which I think
Oh,
she loved because that meant there was no noise close to the house.
right.
So, but it's hard to think of like birthday things.
Yeah, I was trying to think. And I mean, I've had a lot of really nice birthdays, but
Hmm.
not a whole lot that like stick out more than other things.
Right. Like
Uh,
I always get to choose dinner.
right, right.
I think you have the same thing.
Yes, yes. Whenever I was growing up, whenever the first day or like the day closest to my birthday, whenever I'd go to see my grandparents, I would get to pick um dinner. My grandma would cook me anything I wanted. So I would have tenderloin and homemade potato salad with pineapple upside down cake.
Huh.
That's what I'd have for my dinner. Trying to think. I know that like my first birthday after James was born, I of course was just exhausted because he had only been around for a couple weeks at that time. And uh people just came to my house, just like for a whole week. They're like, a happy birthday. And I remember that my in-laws were here like actually the day of my birthday. My parents had come the day before. And James's umbilical cord fell off the day of my birthday.
What a great
That's a thing I
gift, huh?
remember. Yeah. So that's my most recent memorable one. Last so I love my birthday. I'm the kind of person who like counts down to my birthday. Um, and so Timothy's just always known that my birthday is a big deal. Timothy's my husband. Um, so one year he looked up all of the best places to get tacos in the city, like all of the top rated tacos. And we went all around the place and like I ate 10 tacos that day at least because we just kept going to different places to try tacos.
That's
So he's always
fun.
coming up with things like that. I remember last year, he's like, I didn't know what you'd want to do for your birthday. I know that you've been stitching with your friends. So I've asked a couple of other friends to just go out with you for girl time. And then we're just all going to go out and my mom is going to watch James for a day. I'm like,
That's
fun.
awesome.
So,
I should have said I didn't get to choose birthday dinners as a child. I was just, whatever mom fixed was it. Although my birthday cake of choice was always an angel food cake. And I did not like a lot of fruit when I was younger. I mean, I would eat apples and oranges and grapes,
huh,
bananas. That was it. But mom would take strawberries and mash them and get like all of the juice, and then she would turn it into a glaze and drizzle that over the angel food cake. And that was the most fabulous thing ever. But as an adult, Jeff always will make sure that I get to have whatever I want. In fact, he's been asking me what I want for my birthday, and I'm like, I don't know what I want for dinner. I don't know. I don't know.
right.
We've been so busy. I don't know. And it's supposed to be pretty hot also.
Yeah.
So that kind of weighs into it as well. I don't know what I'll really be in the mood for.
Right. Can't really ask for a hot soup for a July birthday.
Yeah, not a
Uh,
thing.
right. I don't know that I really so much like my parents usually wouldn't let me pick dinner. Like they'd make sure that they made something that they knew I liked, but it wasn't like, I picked hamburgers one day. But usually my mom didn't really like bake the cake, my birthday cake for me. We'd go to a store and I'd get to pick out whatever kind of cake I wanted, which was what character do you want a plastic figurine of on top of your cake?
Angel food cake just has always been my favorite. And I feel like we almost always have had watermelon on my birthday too, because that's a thing I really like.
So were you ever sad as a kid that your birthday didn't happen during the school year?
Um, I can kind of remember thinking, well, I didn't get to do birthday stuff at school. But here's another interesting fact about me. The family across the street had a son born the same day as me.
Oh, fun.
So, and he was very sweet. Every year he would come over and bring me some little gift,
Hmm.
just some sweet little thing. And it was just always fun that we shared the same birthday.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and how unusual, right? That
Right.
the person across the street from you has your exact same birthday.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, it was always strange to not like celebrate your birthday at school. The elementary school I went to celebrated half birthdays because if it was your birthday, you'd always get your name called on the intercom and you'd get to go down to the principal's office for like a birthday ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
So if your birthday was during summer, they'd call it on your half birthday. And then you could go down to the principal's office and get a ribbon. And then they'd always do like each birthday month. If your birthday was in, say February, at the end of February, you went with all the other February birthdays and you got to have cake in the cafeteria during recess. So they just had kind of one where they lumped all of the summer birthdays together. But as I got older, I said, well, I never have to be at school. Summer school isn't even happening during my birthday. So no one has plans.
I think that, having the tradition that we went up to my cousins and went to the fireworks display. I mean, we spent the entire day there.
Mhm.
We would get up and go and be up there all day. And they could always shoot off fireworks at home too. So we got to do that and play and have a good time all day. Or, they would take us kids in and drop us at the pool and let us hang out and play there. And then we would just have big family feast. Not really like a birthday thing, but just that we were together as a family having a good time.
Yeah.
And then go watch the display together.
Usually on my birthday, we would have some extended family over to our house. And my grandmother on my dad's side, her birthday was the 26th. So it wasn't really a birthday party for her, but people would bring like the cards for her birthday and stuff. It was sort of a joint birthday party, but obviously I was the kid, so they made more of a big deal about my birthday than hers. But and then as I got older, I could invite, a friend or two to come over and maybe spend the night. Well, we've kind of touched on this. Do you have any other birthday traditions?
Sorry, counting.
That's okay. I've been trying to count this section of 26, and then I counted it and I was like, oh, I've done 28. Better unstitch a couple of
Oh
those.
no. Okay. I had to get placement there again. I don't really know that we have a lot of birthday traditions other than, you just pretty much get to run things for the day. You get to choose what you want to do, when you want to do things,
Right.
all of those fun things. So,
well, I used to have a birthday tradition, and my feelings about a person associated have definitely been marred. So my birthday is Harry Potter's birthday. So I used to, during the month of July, I used to read a Harry Potter book, but J.K. Rowling is not a great person. So I haven't done that for a few years. That was really the only other tradition I had leading up to my birthday.
I know that Athena does a movie watch through on your birthday.
Yes.
And she gets up early and she watches all day long.
Yeah, she once told me that I had the best birthday. It's like it's kind of true. It was one of those, when I was younger, it kind of made me feel a little special that like someone in a book had the same birthday as me, Just one of those silly things.
I was sending birthday wishes on Facebook and was reminded that there is someone who at least used to watch our videos. I'm not so sure if she does anymore, who has the same birthday I do.
Oh,
So
really?
that's kind of fun. And I love to see when I have the same birthday as somebody else.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay. If you had no limits to a budget, how would you spend your birthday?
I would be on a cruise. That didn't take me long, did it?
No, it didn't.
That that just would be the thing that I would have the most fun doing.
Yes.
How about you?
Well, I might bump into you on that cruise. Cruises are a whole lot of fun, though. I might go back to Disney World. Though it'd be really hot, so maybe I'd have to use some of my unlimited budget to bring a little fan around with me everywhere. Um, I really like, well, I told my husband, because he was doing some planning, I was like, I want to spend some time with my boy on my birthday, but I also want to spend some time not caring about a 2-year-old on my birthday.
What day of the week is your birthday?
It's a Sunday this year.
Oh,
So I
so
don't,
ours end up on the same day.
yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, because they're 28 days apart.
Okay. Okay.
I
I
had,
hadn't thought about it like that before.
yeah, interesting.
It does make for an interesting day because, like, what would I like to do on my birthday? Well, I would like to go to the cross stitch shop, because who doesn't want to go to the cross stitch shop on their birthday?
Right.
But we can't on a Sunday.
That's true.
And I lost my chance today. Katie and I actually were doing work on an upcoming box, and we were working for about 7 hours today. So it was a long day.
I'm just happy that I don't have to go to work on my birthday this year or take a vacation day
Yes,
to not go to work on my birthday.
that's awesome, right?
Yes. I don't know if you can hear it. There are so many fireworks going off in my neighborhood.
I did just hear like a thunk.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm
So,
sure that's what that was.
yeah. Luckily, my boy is a pretty sound sleeper most of the time. As long as he actually goes to bed, um, he'll probably stay asleep through most of it.
I can remember, okay, we were talking about birthday things and how close my kids' birthdays are. So when I was pregnant with Katie, who was born 5 days after my birthday, um, we went to the local fireworks display, and I had said to Jeff, oh, I don't know that I want to walk all the way into the park. I think I would rather, and we'd parked, this park is right next to a school, a high school. And we had parked over in the school parking lot just so it would be um, a little easier for me walking, since, you can't see anything by that
Right.
point. Um, and so we stopped on the tennis courts to watch the fireworks, set up our chairs, sat down, started watching, not thinking that once the fireworks started, it like reverberated through my entire body because of the surface of the tennis court.
Oh
So
no.
Katie was up dancing a mad tattoo. I guess that was on the 4th, not on the 3rd, but dancing a mad tattoo. I was just sure she was coming that night. And I remember being so disappointed when I woke up the next day and I was still pregnant and at home.
Yeah. Oh, I just remember the 4th of July before James was born. there is a school across the street from where I am. And so it's got a really good parking lot. And there were some people who were just up there shooting off fireworks until 2 in the morning.
Oh,
And I was like, I just want to sleep. Please just let me sleep.
just go away. That's so strange too, because that was 2020. So during COVID.
Yeah. Oh man, they almost got the meanest look from the most pregnant lady.
Okay, the pearl cotton and the bigger needle make it a little harder on me
Oh,
to fasten off. So I've got to remember that and not be quite so frugal with my floss.
uh,
So I've done one length.
nice.
That's pretty good.
So I thought I'd be really clever and leave a space where all of the like the frames that go across are gonna go on here,
Mm-hmm.
which means I just have to count to 26. But I keep
But you're a little
overshooting it.
challenged.
Yep, yep. I'm like, I should have just let myself go. I just should have seen how many stitches I could do in this column. Oh man.
It threw me a little bit when I opened this up because this piece of fabric is rectangular and the piece is square.
Yes. Yeah, that would throw me off too.
Now, when I measured it, oh, and let me tell you, I did really fancy measuring. This is the pattern. I laid this on the fabric to measure because, at least you know how long it is. And
Right.
really, it's only about I don't even know if it's an inch longer in one direction.
Mm.
So not a big deal, but
Right.
it was kind of funny.
Well, I did the thing where they gave me a lot wider piece of fabric than I need.
Uh-huh.
So I just went from the center because they gave me this piece of fabric. So I assumed that it was the right size for this project.
Right.
And so I go to the middle and then I count out to get to this border and I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure I'm only going out that far? And I looked at it and I was like, well, yep, it's only 32 stitches wide. So
I had thought, oh, well, maybe I'll have a little piece of this left over. No. It's probably going to fit. It'll have almost a 3-inch border all the way around when I finish. I do know that the thing that's made me grateful about having my birthday during the summer is that you never have to worry. I mean, other than you do, I don't. I never have to worry about getting up early the next day because my birthday is the day before a holiday. Now, the other side to that is that it was hard for me to take my birthday off as an adult because a lot of places don't want to give you the day before or the day after a holiday.
oh yeah, that's true. Ah. Well, I put an extra stitch in there and I tried to unstitch it and somehow have created a mess for myself.
It's
Never
just
create a
not
mess for
working, huh?
yourself. So
I'm
now
just
I'm just
I'm just hoping I'm counting correctly.
uh,
This is fun though. I mean, this is a great tire dice project. There's a whole series of these also. And I
yeah,
know we've
oh,
looked at some others. Have you gotten
mhm.
any of the others?
I haven't. I keep almost buying the candy corn one because I think that one's really cute.
It is cute. I've seen people stitch that one. And they don't use very many colors either. This one only uses 5.
And it's just kind of fun to do, work with different floss and kind of do things a little bit of a different way than you usually do.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed working on that one when I worked on it. It's stitched up really fast too.
I can see how that could happen if I stuck with it.
Right.
But it's the beginning of July, and I posted my whip parade, and yeah, I think there are a lot of projects that I am really excited to get to.
I have been having, and I will show you guys whenever we do our next regular Flosstube. I have pulled out a project that I have not worked on in a few years. That's pretty exciting because I was just thinking about it laying in bed this morning, and it's a heaven and earth design. So it's a huge thing. And I had put it away because I had my pig one that I'm working on. And I told myself that I'd finish my pig one before I pulled it back out. This morning, I was like, I really, really want to put in a couple of stitches on that. And actually, I was going to work on it for this video. But then whenever you said you were going to do your birthday start, I was like, well, I'll just start along with you. Also, I'm kind of in a complicated spot on that, trying to remember where I was when I put it down. I wasn't using Pattern Keeper at the time, so I figured I'd get myself into a big mess if I was trying to work on that while asking questions and such.
I was going to do our Peacock Sal piece, and then I thought, no, I'm supposed to have my birthday start, and I might as well just start it a day early since the video will really go up on my birthday. So I did think though, Keisha, we both missed this when you said, do you have any other birthday traditions? I think we both almost always have a birthday start.
A birthday start, that's right.
My July is full of a handful of pieces that I have started on my birthday and haven't finished. So I get to work on several of those this month, and I think that'll be fun. And one of the pieces I get to work on, I mentioned it in the video, is the one that I started for your baby shower, Sal.
Oh, yes.
Where I'm going to change some dogs to sheep.
I need to get back to working on the thing I was working on during my baby shower, Sal. By the time I get that done, James is going to be like, ugh, sheep. But it'll be a nice remembrance for me, right?
There you go.
I'm still not sure what I'm going to do for my birthday, Sal. I need to think about that a little bit because traditionally I do work on something that makes you laugh, Sal. So
I know we brainstormed a little.
Yeah.
But you have some time to think about it.
Right. Well, because we talked about maybe doing a Mill Hill one. And I do have a Mill Hill that makes me laugh. So it would touch both things. Right. Well, are you ready for one last question? That's not really even that birthday related, but I thought was kind of a fun one on this list.
Okay.
Okay, the question is, what's one thing that has changed a lot since your last birthday?
Wow. That's really hard.
I know, it's a really big one, right? So I think,
go ahead.
do you want more time to think about yours?
Sure.
I was thinking about this ahead of time. And I know that like a lot of my answers to things right now are kid related. There's a big difference between what James is like this year, you know, than what he was like on my last birthday. Because obviously, like he's turning 2, he's growing a lot and learning a lot. But I think in that time, it's kind of forced me to learn a lot about myself and how I manage stress and difficult situations and very happy situations, how I teach and how I lead and stuff like that. So I feel like I've just like personally grown a lot since my last birthday, um, in that way, which I think is interesting and not really something that I've reflected on a bunch lately. So.
So it's funny because with the black needle, um, this is the time when we are getting ready for frogworts. Last year it started we run Thursday through Sunday, but we do a warm-up event on Wednesday. And so people are in chat rooms and things like all day on Wednesday. And the funny thing is that last year it started on Katie's birthday on the 8th. This year we're doing it a week later. So we have a little bit of extra time in here, but things are still pretty similar. I mean, I feel like things are more open than they were a year ago with the whole COVID situation. Although, as anyone who went to StitchCon would tell you never know when it's going to happen.
Right.
But, I feel like I have really settled into, really settled into my job at school. And I'm taking on more this year, although we haven't had time to work on it yet, taking on more this summer with the Black Needle. I'll be doing some more things behind the scenes. And that's exciting for me because I think it'll help our business grow because it will free Katie up to have more time to work on other creative aspects of our business. Um, things are just, we've done some cool things this year.
Right.
Like I went to my first Nashville market.
Yeah.
I went to my first StitchCon. Those were both huge things. So that was fun. We'll host our first in-person retreat as the Black Needle Society this year.
Yeah.
That's an exciting time for us.
Can I tell you a big thing that's changed since your last birthday, Laura?
What's changed?
You're a hoop stitcher.
Oh, was I not a hoop stitcher last year?
No, because it was after Summer and Stars Hollow and Frogworks, the back-to-back retreats that killed your wrist.
Oh, see, and I couldn't remember if I was in a hoop then or not.
No. So it was like right after all that. So you've been a hoop stitcher for a year now.
I'm 1 year old. Oh my gosh.
I just thought of that while you were talking. I was like, wait a minute. That's a major thing that's happened to your stitching.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, you've had just some great adventures in this past year.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, the whole Black Needle thing has just been such a huge adventure, and it's just better than we could have ever imagined. And the community that has formed around us is so amazing and so supportive. And we just feel so lucky and fortunate. And we're really grateful for everything that's happened with it. And of course, Love You More is still going pretty well. And I'm sewing with that and all sorts of fun things. And if I could talk you into taking a day off next Friday, then we could take a class together.
Oh man. What would the class be of?
It would be sewing a project bag.
Oh man. I have I told you about the sewing machine I have? Have I
Yes.
told you about that? So if you guys haven't heard, one year for Christmas, my very well-meaning grandmother uh, knew that I had been telling her that maybe I would want a sewing machine so that I could try to learn how to sew. She got me a sewing machine called Lil Miss So and So. And it's a kid's sewing machine. There's a little girl on the box. I haven't used it, but it's like it's wonderful. And I showed it to my grandpa's wife, who was like a seamstress before she retired and did the alterations to my wedding dress. Very, very talented woman. And she looked at it and she's like, well, it pretty much do everything you need it to do. So I need to
That's so
break out that
funny.
little sewing machine.
We probably would have an extra sewing machine around here. The thing that's had me kind of pausing about it is that Friday is Katie's birthday,
Oh yes.
but she's been really encouraging me to go and do it. And the cool thing about it's at a quilt shop, a local quilt shop. The cool thing about it is that they're um, not only doing the class, but then you can stay and sew as long as you want.
Oh fun.
Katie said, yeah, go take the class. Make me a project bag.
That would be really cool if you could learn how to do that.
It would be fun when, and I'm good at following a pattern, but I just think being somewhere and letting somebody help you figure out how to take all of the steps and do everything would just be so much better.
It's
I'm
even
very much more a visual learner.
Yeah. Well, it's even nice to just have someone stand next to you and be like, yeah, you're doing that right.
Yeah. So, okay, we talked about what my favorite birthday cake is. What's your favorite birthday cake?
Oh man. So my favorite kind of cake, just like any time, is pineapple upside down cake. I love pineapple upside down cake. Um, but really, just a grocery store chocolate cake with buttercream frosting is just all right with me. Not too fancy, as long as there's cake, hopefully with some ice cream. I'm
Yes. We have summer birthdays. That's like a given, right? That we get
yes.
ice cream with our birthdays.
Please just give me a great big scoop to eat with it.
Oh, you said great big scoop. Here's my other story. Now, this one is about Katie, and she may strangle me for telling this one, but when she was little, so the first year we were in this house, we had a birthday party with the family and they were all over. And one of the neighbor kids who Katie had already made friends with was over. And we had gotten a store-bought cake that year and it had a ton of frosting on it. So people kept saying, oh, here you go, Katie, here, you can have my frosting. And they were just scraping off chunks of the frosting and putting them on her plate. And I said to Jeff, oh my gosh, she's going to make herself sick because it was so much frosting. So I looked at her and I said, okay, sweetie, just one more bite of frosting. And so, being the very intelligent child that she is, she scooped all of the frosting together and got it all on the fork and then looked at me and I'm like, I said one more bite. I mean, what are you going to do? She figured it out. So, yeah.
See, there are early signs of brilliance.
That creativity to problem solve. Yes.
Oh, it's funny. So my mother-in-law is gluten-free for the most part. She's just sensitive to gluten. Um, she'll eat it every once in a while. But at the last birthday party that we went to, there were just a bunch of kids who didn't really want the frosting on their cake, which I don't understand. And so she just ended up with like all of this frosting. And she basically just had like frosting with a little bit of cake, which was fine by her because she also likes frosting.
That's so funny. Are you at a good spot?
I think so. I moved my hoop a little bit because my whole thing wouldn't fit in this. Let me get this to the back and I'll take the whole thing out of the hoop to show you.
Mine isn't really going to look like much of anything at this point, but it's a pretty good start actually. And I'm almost through my second length of pearl cotton. You show yours and then I will get these last 3 stitches crossed.
So it's very exciting, guys. Again, Bacon and Eggs by Bent Creek, a very fun pattern. I have a very nice line.
Woohoo!
So I've only got like one more set of 26 and then I'll have the whole left-hand side of that border done.
Okay, so it was funny when I was pulling projects out because I was like, oh, and here's one that was 22 for 22. I have a border. Oh, and here's another 22 for 22. It's a border. Mine again is Flag of Stars from Bent Creek. Love that. And I started in the center and then went left. So that's what I got done.
Oh, nice.
So it's the lighter blue star back here behind all of the white stars with one heart.
A little heart.
So cute.
Yeah, it's not a bad start at all.
Thank you for my project. I love it.
You're welcome. Thank you for being a good friend and being part of this world. I just love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Okay, well, yes. Have we rambled enough, Laura?
Probably. And I think we've gotten up to some shenanigans and told about past ones.
A few. All right. Well, then I guess all that's left to say is bye, everyone. Happy
Bye.
birthday, Laura. Have a good week.